Right, you lot. This is another video for level 2, unit 22. And this one is on vulnerabilities. So this is specifically for M1 in Learning Outcome 1, which you are required to explain how different vulnerabilities can be used to exploit systems. Now, one of the most important things to understand about a computer system is that virtually every computer system is vulnerable to attack in some way. The idea is to reduce the risk of that happening. That we will mainly be looking at in D1, right? But for M1, you need to actually understand what those vulnerabilities can be. We've talked a bit about the threats, and now you need to understand the vulnerabilities. Now, one of the most important things to understand is that computers themselves are not important. All right, okay, so this, not really important, doesn't really matter. It can be replaced. Yes, it's a pain in the neck. Yes, it will cost you some money, but it's nowhere near as important than what's stored on it. The data is the most important thing. The thing is, data is not just a problem because it might be what your company is built on. It is a problem in case you lose it and you get sued or whatever. And we need to have a brief look at that. Okay, so you need to understand that there are different types of computer system and they can be exposed to different threats because of their different vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities include things like firewalls, having open ports on your firewall that people can use to exploit. Insufficient file permissions, so not making sure that document that shouldn't be read by everybody or indeed anyone isn't locked down properly, not securing it so that administrators can lock it down or something like that. Insecure users that have read or write permissions they shouldn't have. Anybody who has inappropriate access to superuser or administrator passwords, and then of course things like the fact that people are stupid and they do things like writing their passwords down or using insecure passwords. Next we have obviously things that are already on the system. So say a system has been compromised, it will then have vulnerabilities. Prime example comes from Trojans, which we talked about in the last video. Trojans are installed on your system and they can leave backdoors and ways for an external person to exploit that system. Okay, so that's already on the system and it can then be triggered and used. It's a bit like having a key to the back door. The back door is, in theory, everything's secure, but if you know how to get through the back door, then they might as well have a welcome mat. Untrustworthy software, so or websites that don't have proper certification, software that comes from companies that are not reputable or in fact downright criminal. Torrented software, yes, stop downloading illegal software, stop downloading illegal videos. There is no such thing as a victimless crime. And yes, you might object to paying loads and loads of films, but tough. They cost a lot of money to make. Not updating your operating systems. If you've got an old operating system, Windows 7 has just been taken out of its service lifespan. Actually, I think it's been extended ever so slightly, but effectively not updating that software or having software that isn't supported anymore is a big risk. Then, of course, having different staff duties, making sure that your administrators are separated from your general workers. Finance staff might have a specific access only to finance information and so on and so forth. You need to understand that each of these things can be exploited by various means. Often hackers or industrial espionage and so on can be used to steal data. This has a massive effect on the company. They may lose the ability to function in the business, so will lose money that way. They might lose data and be customer data and be exposed to legal action regarding lost data. They may then, as a result, lose reputation and lose customers or potential customers because they couldn't actually keep their data safe. I've broken my rule. I've gone over 5 minutes. Tough. And I will see you in the next video. I thought I pressed the button. I didn't press it hard enough.